Hey, look, I don't know you. I don't know your background. I don't know what trauma you've been through, but I do know this. You've got time, you've got tools, and you've got no excuses. If you're not doing this, the thing that lights a fire under your ribs, that keeps you awake at 2 a.m. thinking, what if, then seriously, WTF? You've got a phone in your hand that's more powerful than the computer that sent the first rocket to space. You're sitting on opportunity every single day. And yet, what are you doing? Swiping, consuming, comparing, wishing. You're worried about what your cousin's gonna say when you drop your first vlog. You're scared your ex is gonna laugh at your new startup. You're hesitating to post your art because it only got 6 likes last time. WTF are you doing? This is the era of zero permission. You don't need a boss, a degree, or a bank loan to start. You need guts, you need self-awareness, and you need to stop lying to yourself. Absolutely, Shaquille. Here's a raw, punchy, no-fluff expansion of the first keynote in the Gary V style tone you're after. No subheadings, no soft landings, just truth. Execution beats ideas every damn time. Let me break this down for you real slow. Ideas are cheap. Execution is everything. You sitting there with $1 million idea in your head doesn't mean a damn thing if it's not out in the world. I don't care if your concept is revolutionary, game-changing, or the next Facebook. If it's sitting in your brain and not in motion, you've done nothing. Everyone has ideas. The barber down the street has ideas. Your cousin who works night shifts talks about his app idea every Sunday. Even your grandma probably has an idea for a product that could blow up on TikTok. But guess what? None of them are winning unless they're executing. The graveyard is full of geniuses who never did a thing with their brilliance. You know what makes someone dangerous? Not just thinking big, doing small, consistent actions every single day that turn those thoughts into reality. That's it. That's the real sauce. You want to know what separates the winners from the talkers? It's not money. It's not a rich daddy. It's not even luck, bro. It's straight up execution. It's waking up and putting in the reps. It's making the call, sending the email, posting the video, taking the L and doing it again. Some of you are addicted to the fantasy of being great. You sit there and daydream, man, if I just had the time, I'd build that clothing brand. Or if I had the resources, I'd start that podcast. Stop. Just stop. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a full team. You need movement. Your ideas are worthless without action. Harsh, maybe. But the truth doesn't care about your feelings. You're not going to manifest your way into success. You're going to grind your way there. You're going to bleed your way there. You're going to show up when no one's watching and execute so consistently that the world has no choice but to notice. And yeah, you're going to mess up. You're going to make ugly first drafts. Your first business might suck. Your first 10 posts might flop. Cool. That's part of it. Because execution isn't about perfection. It's about momentum. If you're not executing, you're fantasizing. If you're not moving, you're stalling. If you're not shipping your work, someone else is, and they're winning while you're waiting. You've got dreams? Cool. Prove it. Show me what you did about it today. Not what you're going to do someday, today. Because the clock's ticking and every second you're overthinking, someone else is building. Every time you doubt yourself, someone else is pushing through. And every time you say, what if, someone else is saying, done. Execution. That's the game. Not hype, not likes, not talking a big game in group chats. Doing. That's the flex. And if you're not doing that, WTF are you doing? WTF are you doing? Let me know if you want me to expand the next keynote too, or get back to the speech. You got it, Shaquille. Here's the no holds barred, Gary style expansion of the second keynote, raw, unfiltered, and exactly 550 plus words, no subheadings, just straight fire. Self awareness is your actual superpower, not faking it till you make it. Let's cut the fluff. Everybody out here is busy putting on a mask. They're faking confidence, faking success, faking happiness. And while they're busy trying to look like they've got it figured out, they're missing the only thing that actually matters: knowing who the hell they really are. You think fake it till you make it is the play? Cool. You'll fake yourself straight into burnout, straight into identity crisis, straight into a life that doesn't even belong to you. You'll chase someone else's version of success and then one day wake up and wonder why you're still empty. Because the truth is, you never built on your strengths, you built on your ego. Self-awareness is not sexy, it's not viral, it's not flashy, but it's the most important foundation of anything real. Because if you don't know who you are, your strengths, your flaws, your triggers, your tendencies, then what the hell are you building? You're just guessing, you're swinging in the dark and hoping something sticks. Here's the secret: you don't have to be everything. You don't have to be the smartest, the funniest, the loudest, the most polished person in the room. You just have to know what lane is yours and then own it. That's what self-awareness does. It clears the noise. It helps you play your actual game, not someone else's highlight reel. Some of you are trying to be CEOs when you're born operators. Some of you are trying to be influencers when you should be building in silence. Some of you are trying to be solo founders when deep down you need a partner to balance you. But you'll never get there unless you're brutally honest with yourself. You think the winners got there by pretending? Hell no. They got there by doubling down on what they were good at and delegating the rest. They didn't waste time trying to become something they weren't. They leaned all the way in on their truth. But here you are, fronting on Instagram, buying followers, photoshopping your life, talking big in group chats, living for external validation, all while ignoring your internal compass. That's not hustle. That's insecurity in disguise. You want clarity? You want confidence? You want to actually win long term? Then stop faking and start facing. Face the mirror. Face your patterns. Face your strengths. Face your limits. Because once you do, the game gets a whole lot clearer. And don't confuse this with self-doubt. Self-awareness is the opposite. It's not I suck. It's I'm not great at that, but I'm lethal at this. So let me put myself in position to kill with it. That's power. That's strategy. That's how you stop surviving and start building something that's actually sustainable. So stop trying to fake confidence. Earn it. Earn it by knowing yourself so well that no one can shake you. Because when you're grounded in your truth, no algorithm, no hater, no failure can move you. Self-awareness isn't soft. It's not optional. It's your damn superpower. And if you're not developing that, WTF are you even doing? Want me to tear into keynote 3 next, or should we jump back into the speech? All right, Shaquille, time to bring the heat again. Here's the expanded version of the third keynote, keeping it intense, clear, and on point. No subheadings, no fluff, just 550 plus words of straight up truth in the tone you're looking for. Stop scrolling and start building. You wake up, you reach for your phone, first thing, swipe, scroll, double tap, you're neck deep in content before your feet even hit the floor. And you think you're staying updated or getting inspired? Nah, man, let's call it what it is. You're numbing yourself. Let's get real. You're not studying, you're not researching, you're straight up consuming. endlessly, mindlessly. You're living inside other people's lives, other people's dreams, other people's wins. Meanwhile, yours, collecting dust. Every swipe is a missed moment to build your own shit, and that should piss you off. You want to be a content creator, but you're spending 5 hours a day watching other creators instead of uploading a single thing yourself. You want to be an entrepreneur, but you're consuming business podcasts like candy with no product, no offer, no email list, no movement. Bro, WTF are you doing? Scrolling is not working. Watching is not progress. Liking is not creating. You're caught in this digital hamster wheel where you feel like you're doing something, but you're doing nothing. Zero output, no execution, just input, input, input. That's how people stay stuck for years. That's how people go from, I've got potential at 22 to, I wish I started earlier at 35. Look, the internet is the greatest tool of our time, period. But you're treating it like a drug, not a weapon. You're letting it distract you instead of elevate you. You're using it for escape, not impact. That's a choice. That's your choice. And until you flip that switch from consumer to creator, nothing changes. You don't need another motivational reel. You need discipline. You don't need to learn more. You need to do more. You need to shut down the feed, open up the notes app, the mic, the camera, the sketch pad, whatever your thing is, and start actually building, start making noise, start sucking publicly so you can get better privately. Stop hiding behind the screen. Post that cringe first video, write that messy first blog, record that awkward first episode. Your perfect moment will never come. That version of you who's polished, fearless, and successful, you don't become that person by thinking about it. You become them by building through the mess. You think the people winning out here are smarter than you? They're not. They're just not afraid to look dumb. They're not frozen in comparison mode. They're moving, they're producing, they're iterating. While you're still sitting there wondering if your next post should be a carousel or a reel, they've posted 10 and learned from all of them. You want to change your life? Put the phone down, or better yet, pick it up and start creating something with it, because every scroll is time you'll never get back. Every scroll is attention that could have gone into your brand, your side hustle, your art, your dream. Are you going to keep consuming other people's stories? Or so here's the question, are you finally going to start writing your own? Because if you're not building, WTF are you even doing? Let me know when you're ready for keynote 4 or want to head back to the speech. You got it, Shaquille. Here comes the 4th keynote, expanded, intense, and unapologetically real. No subheadings, no soft edges, just 550 plus words of pure fire. Fear of judgment is the only thing killing your potential. Let's stop pretending. It's not a lack of resources. It's not time. It's not money. It's not that you're still planning. It's not that you don't feel ready. It's fear, period. Specifically, fear of what people are going to say when you actually show up. You're afraid your friends are going to roast your YouTube channel. You're afraid your family is going to say, what are you doing with your life? You're afraid your coworkers are going to roll their eyes when you post your first business idea. So what do? You stay quiet, you stay safe, you stay stuck. That's what kills potential, not failure, but fear of being seen trying. The crazy part, most of those people you're worried about, they're not even thinking about you. They're too busy judging themselves. But in your head, you've made them your audience, your critics, your barrier. You've created a mental prison made of other people's opinions, and now you're voluntarily locked inside it. Here's the punchline. No one doing more than you is judging you. You ever notice that? The people who are actually building, actually hustling, actually chasing something real, they're not clowning you for trying. They respect it. The hate only comes from people sitting in the cheap seats, and you're letting those voices hold you back. Your dream isn't small. Your ideas aren't weak. Your talent isn't lacking. What's holding you back is the imaginary commentary in your head. You're playing to avoid embarrassment instead of playing to win. You're trying to fit in when you were born to stand out. You're trying to keep the peace with people who would never understand your vision in the first place. And while you're trying not to ruffle feathers, someone else is out there taking risks, making moves, learning fast, failing loud, and growing. You have to decide, do you want approval or do you want progress? Because you won't get both. Not at the beginning. At the beginning, they'll laugh, they'll doubt, they'll whisper, but give it time. And when you've built something undeniable, the same people who questioned you will come around asking how you did it. But that only happens if you push through the discomfort, if you stop letting fear make decisions for you. Post the thing, start the page, launch the brand, share the story, take the shot. You don't owe anyone your silence. You owe it to yourself to go all in, because one day you're going to look back and the only thing you'll regret is how long you let fear run the show. You're going to wish you started earlier. So started earlier. You're going to wish you cared less about the comments. You're going to wish you had the guts to bet on yourself when no one else did. So here's the reality check. It's not failure that's stopping you. It's fear of judgment. And if you don't break free from that, your potential dies with it. Because if you're not chasing your dream just to keep people comfortable, WTF are you even doing? Ready for keynote 5 or want to jump back into that Let's keep this momentum rolling. Here's the 5th keynote. Full of fire and without holding back, Shaquille. The expanded version will hit you hard, focusing on raw truth and self-reflection. No subheadings, just pure intensity. If you're not doing what you love, WTF are you doing with your life? Let me say this straight up. Life is too short to be wasting your time on things that don't fuel your soul. It's that simple. You can talk about responsibilities, you can give me all the excuses, but deep down, you know you're not doing what lights you up. You're not chasing your actual dream. You're out here surviving, not thriving. You're playing small, hoping the right opportunity just lands in your lap. Well, guess what? It's never gonna happen. You're stuck in a loop. You're trapped in a job you hate, with a routine that drains you, all because you're scared to make the leap, scared to bet on yourself, scared of what people will think. You've convinced yourself that your dream is too big, too unrealistic, too risky, and because of that, you're living a life that's half finished. How long are you going to let fear control you? How long are you going to keep playing safe when you know deep inside that you have something bigger to give? You know what your problem is? You're not all in on your dream. You're dipping your toes in the water while other people are diving headfirst into the deep end, doing the work, making the sacrifices, taking the risks. You're sitting on the sidelines. The truth is, you've been telling yourself that you'll start tomorrow, that one day you'll get around to it, but that one day never comes. It just keeps getting pushed to the back of your mind because it feels safer to settle. But at what cost? You think comfort is keeping you safe, but in reality, it's just robbing you of the life you could have had. You're stifling your own growth for the sake of routine and comfort. You know what I hear from people all the time? I can't afford to follow my passion. I don't have the time. I've got bills to pay. I'm too old to start now. And that's your excuse, but let me tell you something. That's a lie. You have the time, you have the resources, you have the energy, you have the internet, you have something. The truth is, You're too comfortable with your current situation, even though deep down you hate it. You're more comfortable with the misery of the known than the uncertainty of the unknown. But let me ask you this, if you keep waiting for the right time, what happens when the years pass by and you look up and realize you've spent more time dreaming than doing? How many chances will you miss out on because you are too busy worrying about what other people thought or playing small? Look, you're never going to be 100% ready. There's never going to be a perfect time to make your move. But what's the alternative? Wasting your life doing something that doesn't matter to you? Settling for something less than your best? Wasting your energy on something that doesn't light your soul on fire? That's the real failure. You want success, you want fulfillment, you want to feel alive every single day, then start doing the things you actually love. If your job isn't your dream job, get up and start building that side hustle. If you hate the 9 to 5 grind, find the hustle that makes you wake up every day with excitement. If you want to travel, find a way. If you want to write, just start. You have the tools. You just need to take the first step. The universe isn't going to just hand it to you. You've got to go out and claim it. But you'll never do that if you keep holding yourself back. Stop letting the world decide what you should do. You're the one who's going to be stuck with it, not them. So ask yourself, if you're not doing what you love, then what are you doing? Uh, what are you doing? WTF are you waiting for? With that done, let me know if you want to continue with the rest of the speech or anything else. We're on a roll.